Hey fellow explorers, I'm out in downtown San Diego today because they just did something pretty cool here in the heart of their downtown neighborhood in the Gaslamp corridor. They've created a pedestrian promenade. This street, 5th Avenue, which is really the central street in downtown San Diego, just one block up ahead on K Street, is now car-free, pedestrian only from noon every day until 2 a.m. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you down this new pedestrian plaza, show you what's here, show you where you might wanna eat, drink, and be merry when you come down to San Diego. Here's a family wearing a bunch of yellow shirts, so we match very well. I don't think they have any idea who I am or what I was doing, but I have run into a couple fellow explorers just before starting this video, so that is always fun. If you are here with kiddos, then you might like to stop into the Old Spaghetti Factory. This is a San Diego classic. What do they serve? They serve spaghetti. They serve pasta. It's not going to be the most authentic Italian pasta, but it is tasty for the kiddos. My wife, Osigo, she really likes the Greek Mazithra cheese and brown butter, so check that out if you're looking for something fairly unique. Because it's a Greek cheese, and the Old Spaghetti Factory is owned by a Greek family. All right, so now that I'm crossing K Street, you can see these barricades right here. This is what begins the Gaslamp Pedestrian Plaza, and there are no cars here at all, which I walked down this once before shooting this video, and you'll notice there's not many people walking in the middle of the street. I think because it's odd for people to walk in the middle of the street, because this has been a place for cars for so long, and now people on their 2 feet like you and I can walk down here, and well, it just seems pretty odd, but it's nice. As you saw right down there between these two buildings, if you time it right, you can get a perfect shot of the planes landing into San Diego International Airport. Along 5th Avenue, there is a lot of outdoor seating in these restaurants and bars. And the Gaslamp District, I'm walking here around lunchtime. And by the way, they just started this pedestrian plaza on July 1st of 2023. So it's pretty new. Most people don't even know it exists yet. I'm pretty sure when you come, it's going to be quite hopping, particularly if you're coming for San Diego Comic-Con, which always happens in July. And that's actually, I think, what this promenade started from, because for Comic-Con, there's like 100,000 people that descend on downtown San Diego, and they would always close this off for Comic-Con. And then I think the residents of San Diego are like, hey, that's a good idea. Why don't we keep doing that? And I agree, it is a good idea. We've got a CVS pharmacy right here if you need to get any drugstore type provisions. We've got another big outdoor eating area for the Hotel Pendry. That's what this tall building right up here is. There are a lot of hotels in the Gaslamp District, so if you're coming to San Diego and you're looking for a place to stay and you want something that's lively, that you can walk to a lot of restaurants, Gaslamp District is going to be it. That being said, if you're looking for someplace quiet, it is not going to be the Gaslamp District, because this is like hub to the majority of San Diego's like nightclubs, and so particularly on the weekends, it can be quite lively till quite late in the morning. Oh, and just looking back this way for a moment, I started this walk back there at the end of 5th Avenue where it meets Harbor Drive. That's the San Diego Convention Center and the Gaslamp trolley station. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn the camera back around this way because you're not here to look at me. There's a lot of shops along the street in addition to restaurants. Here's a Skechers store where you can try on various shoes. Here's a friendly fellow walking down the street. He says, welcome. Very good, thank you very much. There's a Gaslamp barbecue here. The downtown San Diego has really been developed a lot lately in this area known as the East Village. Out to the east, there are lots of high-rise apartment buildings. Petco Park is down this way if you're here to see a baseball game. There's also, if you don't want expensive food, there's a lot of pizza in the Gaslamp District. This Gaslamp pizza is one of the original pizza by the slice places. How much is it going to cost you? 2 slices of pizza and a soda, $15.99. Ouch, that's some expensive pizza. Yes, the like food down here in downtown San Diego is really expensive because, well, it primarily caters to tourists. All right, we got a 7-Eleven here, so if you're looking for some, I don't know if I would say cheap drinks, but if you're looking for drinks, that's a good spot. A Big Gulp inside that 7-Eleven is $3.99. That's the smallest fountain drink that they sell. Another cheap and tasty eat down here is Lefty's Cheesesteaks. So if you're looking for a cheesesteak, you can order that at the counter and sit in one of their few booths out there. Ike's makes some pretty good sandwiches as well, although, I don't know, they look closed. COVID time was not very kind to San Diego's Gaslamp District as a place that caters primarily to tourists. I would say, you know, half the things at some point seem to have gone out of business down here. If you're looking for high-end sushi downtown, Taka is going to be your joint. This place is a pretty legit sushi bar when they're open, which is for dinner. All right, now if you are looking for pizza and you want to know my favorite pizza place, you're going to find it down Market Street right here to the left 1 block, not on 5th, but on 4th. Just down this way, there's a pizza place called Prince Street Pizza. It's from New York City, and it's really good. By the way, this intersection of 5th and Market, where they've got the Gaslamp Quarter thing, this is a scramble crossing, so you can cross in all directions. And if you're looking for a parking lot, there's a big parking garage right here on 6th and Market. They call it Park It on Market. It's one of the most reasonably priced places to park if you can't find any street parking, which the street parking can be hard to come by down here. Yeah, you can see most of these outdoor eateries, not a lot of people out here yet because, well, it's not late at night. Barley Mash is always super popular. There are some nice kind of barrels. Most of these restaurants at nighttime will have somebody who like stands in front of it to be the greeter, to be like, hey, do you want a table? Let me tell you what we serve. My tip is, if you want to find the best ones, usually aren't with the people outside that are beckoning you in. If you want a burger place that's quick, check out The Melt. I think they also make some good grilled cheese. And if you're looking for dessert, my favorite ice cream shop down here is Ghirardelli, and these people are saying hello. Yeah, hi there. How are you today?
Hi.
I'm shooting a walking tour of the Gaslamp District. Not so much. All right. Well, it was nice to meet you all. Yeah. Thank you very much. Where are you from? Germany. All right. It was great to meet you all. All right. So, it's, as I say, it's always great to run into my fellow explorers. And yes, I realize that some people might not want to be on camera, but for my fellow explorers from Germany, thanks for saying hey. Related to Gaslamp closures, this used to be an outpost of Urban Outfitters that is now no more. By the way, this district is called the Gaslamp Corridor because it used to have gas lamps on for these lights, like literally gas and flames. Now they've been replaced by electric, though you'll find 1 or 2 gas lamps still here every once in a while. This used to be a movie theater. COVID put that out of business, or might have run a business long before that too. It is now a Mexican restaurant, Mr. Tempo Cantina. But a lot of these places, Whiskey Girl, these little 3-story kind of brickish buildings, have a lot of like history to them. And it's kind of neat that this corridor remains like what San Diego might have looked like in the 1800s. We've got another pizza lounge right here. You can see pizza is one of those super popular meals in a place where they serve a lot of booze, right? What goes best after a long night of drinking? It's going to be pizza. And here it looks like they're just setting up their evening outdoor lounge. We've got Urban India, and we've got Karina's Cantina, which they make pretty good Mexican seafood or ceviches. And if you're looking for the best tacos here, you're going to find authentic Tijuana-style tacos at Tacos El Gordo. These aren't high-end tacos, and they're like high-end foofy taco shops. This is not one of them. This is, you get in line with a bunch of people, you get the tacos for a couple bucks, you eat out here on the sidewalk. They've got some more seats inside. And they've got a few different lines. They got one line if you want the adobada, which is the meat on the rotisserie. Hi there. Very good. And other lines for carne asada, and other lines for fries. And yes, you got to stand in like each one of those lines if you want different things. So that's kind of how that works. Japanese barbecue, my favorite chain for that is Gyukaku. It's like, if you've had Korean barbecue, this is the Japanese version of it. Oh, by the way, as you walk around down here, a lot of the buildings have plaques on it like this. It lets you know this building was built in 1881. That's pretty neat. Oh, and with Gyukaku, as you see, most of these places not open for lunch. Join us for happy hour. Plenty of good drink deals available. And this street right here, this is F Street. A lot of these streets downtown are one-way streets. This goes into the big parking garage that used to be Horton Plaza. And if you were coming down the 94 freeway into downtown, it just basically makes a dead end right into here. Oh, you'll also see these signs. An ordinance was passed in California, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so, that basically made street vending legal anywhere that there's a sidewalk or a street. And so now cities like San Diego have gone the steps to say, like, hey, in certain areas where we've just got a lot of like people walking around, then no vending in those areas. And so the few blocks in the center of the Gaslamp Quarter are definitely no vending areas. And as we're getting up to Broadway here, this is where you can see it starts to like peter out or sputter out. You see a lot more of the stores are out of business, although this is another building from 1888. And like, I just like the look of these classic buildings. Inca's Bar and Grill here, also you know, for lease. So it's a little bit sad, but I hope in this thing too. And there is, you know, some people who come to San Diego downtown, they don't like it because there is a bit of a homeless, unhoused situation going on down here. But, and it's like, if you come on a day when it's not very busy with tourists, they tend to stick out more. If you're here on a day where there's more tourists, then you don't notice them as much. I don't think their population changes all that much, but I would tell you, yeah, hey, she is really excited there in the Gaslamp Tavern. You know, it's 2 o'clock, so it's never too early to have had a few drinks, right? I think so. Oh, jewelry. There's an interesting building back there called the Jewelers Exchange, which is, what, like 7 floors of just jewelry shops. So if you're looking for cheap jewelry, that's where you're going to find it. There's a Wyndham Hotel right here on 5th Avenue. This store is pretty cool. If you like collectibles, the bait store, you can see some like Transformers that are out here in the window. There's another taco shop just over here. I'll see if I can put my camera up to this glass and look inside. It's actually like a clothing store, more so than it is a Transformers store, but they do have a few collectibles up at the front. Tattoo parlor, you are here, America's oldest family-owned tattoo parlor. And like, this is like super old school and neat. They say follow us along on YouTube, Master Tattoos. I mean, look at this place. This is like an old school speakeasy, and in the back they've even got a sign that says they've got a tattoo museum. That's pretty cool. And friendly guy, he said hello. So thanks for saying hey. This billboard on the out of business San Diego Jewelry pawn shop says, we're searching for the most bored person in America. Rad power bikes. If it's you, let's find out. Now, if you are looking for collectibles, there's actually like a collectible store right here that has board games like the Settlers of Catan. And I didn't even know that there's a Squid Game board game, but apparently there is. And you know what? There's a lot of construction going on in downtown San Diego with COVID coming out, and people saying like, hey, people are coming back to this really touristy city. So you'll find a few of these stanchions up. Boba tea shop right here. And I'm thinking Chinese food. And now this brings us up to Broadway, which brings us to the main street through downtown San Diego. And then as we see right here, these mark the end of the pedestrian promenade. Now, if you've done this walk and you're like, what should I do next? Well, I recommend you turn left down Broadway. And your first option would be to make a left down 4th Avenue, which is the next street over from 5th Avenue. There's a lot of restaurants, shops, and clubs on that street too. Or if you're looking for a lot longer of a walk, continue down Broadway, this main street. If you go about 8 blocks, 6 blocks, something like that, you will run into the water, into San Diego Bay, and then you can turn left on that. You'll go past the USS Midway Museum, you'll run into Seaport Village, you'll work your way back behind the San Diego Convention Center, and then you can just hop over that back to 5th Avenue. And another spot to check out, there's this like public square here for what used to be Horton Plaza, now called the campus at Horton. When that's done, I think that'll be pretty cool to check out too. Well, fellow explorers, if you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy some of my other videos from San Diego. You'll find my travel tips right here. You'll find my mistakes that you definitely shouldn't make when you come to San Diego right here, or my whole San Diego playlist in the description. Well, fellow explorers, as usual, I won't say goodbye because I'm going to see you over there.